of control in the Gulf of Mexico, and now we know it could take weeks to put out the flames and cut off the gas. And just minutes ago, the Assistant Commander of the United States Coast Guard said he's heard the well's blowout preventer did not cut the flow as it was designed to do. That's exactly what happened with the Deepwater Horizon disaster 3 years ago now. In this new case, the company reports it's still investigating exactly what went wrong. Hercules Offshore is the company that owns the rig at the site. Its representatives confirmed the well did have a blowout before it caught fire. They say all 44 workers escaped, but the natural gas is still flowing, and the rig is still burning. And as you can see from this photograph, the whole thing has begun to collapse into the water. But an official who worked on the cleanup after the BP catastrophe points out the flames we're now seeing are actually a good sign.
That has natural gas, not a crude oil, and the natural gas is, at the present time, it's on fire, so the fire is consuming the natural gas coming out of the well.
Fire's burning off the natural gas and keeping it from polluting the water. And there's another key factor here that makes this very different from the BP disaster. Remember, the BP platform was operating in about 5,000 feet of water. That made it really difficult for teams to cut off the oil. In this case, the rig stands in just 154 feet of water. Still, for folks in the Gulf South, some cause for concern tonight. Steve Harrigan's tracking developments in our South Florida newsroom. Weeks to cut this off? Is that what they're estimating?
Shepard, so many of the basic facts of this case still are unknown as the investigation continues. They don't know what caused the explosion at this point that led to the fire, which began at 11 p.m. last night and is still going. They don't know how much natural gas is coming out, and they still don't know when they can get this fire under control. As we speak, there are a number of different plans. Right now, specialty ships, which use foam and water, are en route to the scene to try and douse that blaze. If that doesn't work, they're also making preparations to drill a safety well, a secondary well. They use concrete then to cap the well. It's out of control. Alarming news earlier in the day when inspectors found a sheen of oil on the water. It was about 50 feet by a half mile in size. Much of that sheen has now dissipated, and the Coast Guard is at the scene. They've set up a security zone around this rig, which is basically burning up and crumbling. They're keeping all air and naval traffic out of the way. Shepard.
And Steve, as all of this is happening, we've learned about a massive lawsuit against about 100 oil and gas companies. The people in charge of protecting the New Orleans area from floods filed it today. They claim the companies have damaged wetlands there, in part by cutting canals for pipelines. They want the companies to pay, in a big way, billions of dollars to clean up the damage. Energy industry officials say they'll vigorously defend themselves in court.